Hello everybody, welcome to Filmtastic, and today we've got a big video on Moana 2, courtesy of Entertainment Weekly. I will link the article in the description box if you guys want to read it yourself, because obviously I can't summarise every single thing, because it's a very big article. But yeah, we have our first proper big look into Moana 2, some behind the scenes stuff, some new song teasers, some new villain stuff. So let's just kind of get into what the article goes on about. They also shared some new images today as well, guys, so enjoy those whilst I do a bit of reading. So yeah, let's talk about Moana 2. So let's talk about Olivia first, and she discusses sort of, Moana is aging up in this movie. She's at the same age, she's older. Moana and I have gone on similar journeys. In the first film, I was so excited to go beyond the reef and be flown to Burbank, California. I've never been to Burbank, and I have the coolest thing ever. Moana was also taking her first tentative steps onto canoe and feeling what it was like to leave her home. She and I both felt like growing pains of leaving home and a big celebration of coming back and seeing how our families have changed. I still see so much of myself in her strength and vulnerability. And then, sort of, onto the next bit, continuing on about her aging up. They kind of explain how it's about finding who you are and explain kind of the basic plot. So basically, Moana has assuming duties as a leader of her people and continues to explore the ocean around Motunui. She gets a call from ancestors that sends her back to the sea, this time with a crew, a rooster, hey hey, and a pig pua, to search for the other island communities to connect with to prevent the destruction of their way of life. So yeah, it's very intriguing. So obviously it's giving a Frozen 2 a bit. She gets a call like how Elsa got a call. And it's the idea of her being a leader within her community, which is quite exciting. They say, we were already trying to build off who Moana is in the first film. We're not going to portray that version of the character. We are building, not replacing. We were really intentional about taking what we had and extending and expanding instead of starting over again. In the first film, Moana showed incredible strength in her willingness to take off into unknown danger for the sake of the people. Now her responsibilities are changing, and we've never seen her have to lead her people day to day, and it was really important for us to show her evolution in that way. Oli Kravia said, this is not only her journey anymore. She must share in those responsibilities if she wants to not only get to the end of a destination, but also make it back home. This is becoming an even larger quest of basic survival. Same with the crew will prove the ultimate test. Is she going to be somebody who tries to do everything on their own despite having a team of people capable with her? The crew will push against Moana and challenge her in new ways. Moana has this sense of no one's going to run this canoe like I am. Yet you need to actually realise that we're all pieces in a much larger puzzle. A bit of behind the scenes is that this was originally meant to be a TV show, and they explain kind of what went on about that. So this is Jennifer Lee discussing. We constantly screen our projects, even in drawing phases with sketches. It was getting bigger and bigger and more epic. I want to see it on the big screen. It creatively evolved and felt like an organic thing. It became really apparent very early on that this wanted to be on the big screen. And she kind of says that, they haven't done a ton of sequels, but they say their philosophy is to kind of that has to come from the filmmakers and that sort of idea. But retooling it from a TV show to a movie, it meant they had to refine and make the story center more on Moana again. She says it was a matter of finding a way to truly make it Moana's story. In the series, there's a lot more room to play with some of the ensemble. The shift about streamlining it all into things we love most about Moana as a hero and adventurer. With all that now, and it pops so much more, especially with the skill we got to live in the big screen. Every element of the adventure that we were already building in the series is now 10 times bigger, 10 times more exciting, which is super exciting. But they talk about the new characters, and they said they have to be slimmed down a bit and cut some of the arcs because they weren't going to have enough time in the movie to expand a lot of those side characters. So, like I said, they refocus it on Moana, and they say it has to answer Moana's drive or Moana's conflict, and we have to see it through her eyes. New characters don't get their entangements, but are able to figure out who they are and boil down to what they serve in the story. And we also get a bit of insight in how the film begins as well. They say it starts off with Maui getting himself in trouble, as he typically does. This is Dwayne Johnson speaking, by the way. And in the film, Maui has a run-in with a mysterious new character, Matangi. who you guys have seen an image of if you guys have seen my recent Moana video, with whom he shares a shadowy past, but will Maui be able to turn Moana in for his moments of need? We're putting them through new tests, new challenges, and it really pushes them both to places we haven't seen them go yet. It allows their friendship to bond and that relationship to become even more important to them, but also means that Maui, a character who's much larger than life, has vulnerability, and that it's not always easy to ask for help in our lives, which is super exciting. So they're basically talking about their relationship and how they need each other sometimes. And they talk about how we're really connected by the ocean. It's a community, it's the culmination of who we are, and it's natural progression. And then they also talk about the new song as well. They brought on a composing team, Abigail Barlow and Emily Bear, and they talk about the music. They say Moana's in a different place in the story, and there's a freshness in the journey of the two of them, which is super exciting. And apparently these guys were the original songwriters on the TV show, so that kind of makes sense with them not beginning a more Miranda back. And they say, we supercharge Moana again. She became the centre of everything, and that shows itself in the music. So they basically had to like retune some of the music because in the show they either had too much music or not enough focusing on Moana. But they do kind of acknowledge that Lin-Manuel Miranda had big shoes to fill. They also explain Moana has grown as a human, but also as a leader, and wants to allow that to be reflected in her melodies. And they talk about specifically a brand new song, which is called Beyond, as well as they say it's another new I Want song for Moana, Beyond, and it's a spiritual successor to How Far I'll Go, and it was an opportunity to push the notion of how far Moana would go beyond the horizons of her previous journey, and as it's bigger than just her personal journey now, which is quite exciting. And he also wants to, in the music, make Moana seem more vulnerable and express the aspect of community and being a leader, which is super exciting, which I love. And Claudio on the movie and with it being like a discovery sort of movie, she says, "We never stop choosing who we are. It's the choice, time and time again of I'm going to do what's right, even if it means giving up everything." And that in itself allows Moana and the crew to defeat this next monster, which is so cool. So basically, it's about her being a leader and helping this crew, and you know, knowing that it's okay to ask for help and all that stuff. So I think this is really good stuff in this article. I'd even cover everything. There's just so much to talk about. So if you guys want to read up this article properly without me kind of rambling, then I will definitely link in the description box. But there's some great stuff in here. We really learned quite a lot about the story, and it does sound really exciting. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye everyone.